Welcome to the next episode of Everything AI.
Great to be diving back in.
So, last time we talked quite a bit about becoming an AI whisperer, that idea of really collaborating with AI to work smarter, create better stuff.
Yeah, moving beyond just using it to actually partnering with it.
Exactly. And today we're going to get into the real practical side, not just knowing about the tools, but actually weaving them into your life, making a real difference.
Right. How do you build your own system, your own, AI ecosystem?
Precisely. It's about shifting from, oh, that tool exists, to, okay, how do I use this day in, day out?
Mm-hmm. Like going from knowing ingredients exist to actually having your own recipe.
Yes. Perfect analogy.
Oh, hey.
And that leads us straight to today's topic, your personal AI stack. Think of it as your curated collection.
Your specific tools, the prompts you've refined, maybe even habits you build around them.
And automations, too. Yeah, all designed to basically supercharge how you work, how you live, really.
And this isn't just for the super techie people, right?
No, not at all. Creatives, freelancers, students, strategists, anyone, really. If you want to leverage AI, this is relevant.
So the core idea is it's like a tech stack for a company, but for an individual.
Exactly. Your personalized toolkit, using the right models, the right prompts, smart automations. It's all about amplifying your capabilities.
And the key thing, I think, is it's not about having every single tool.
Oh, definitely not. That would be overwhelming.
It's about finding the right tools, the ones that click with how you work.
Right. A good stack should match your strengths, reduce that friction you feel sometimes.
And ultimately get you from that first idea to the finished thing faster.
Think about those moments. Where do you get stuck? Is it starting that blank page?
Or maybe waiting through research, or just finishing, polishing.
Yeah, those bottlenecks. That's exactly where a well-designed AI stack can step in and help out.
Okay, so the concept makes sense, building this personal system. But where do you start? It feels a bit abstract.
Totally. So to make it more concrete, let's talk about let's call them stack archetypes.
Okay, like common patterns or styles.
Yeah, examples to get the wheels turning. They're not rigid boxes, just, starting points. You might see yourself in one, or maybe a mix.
Gotcha. Just inspiration.
First up, the creative prototyper. This is the person who's always buzzing with ideas. Visuals, scripts, names, designs.
Right, constantly generating. Their main thing is the idea.
So for them, the stack is about making ideas tangible, fast. Maybe ChatGPT, perhaps using creative modes or specific GPTs for brainstorming.
And tools like Midjourney or DLA to visualize stuff quickly.
Exactly. And maybe Notion AI to kind of keep it all organized. The goal is speed from thought to, well, something you can see or share.
So a workflow might be like, idea sparks AI image.
Yeah.
Maybe an AI storyboard. Then refine that into a pitch.
Yeah, something like that. Quick iteration.
And a good habit for this type could be, like, a quick morning brainstorm, 10 minutes, 10 ideas with AI prompts.
Love that, just to get the creative juices flowing. Okay, next archetype, the structured thinker.
Ah, the framework lover. Likes plans, clear thinking, organization.
Yep. For this person, the AI tools need to be good at processing, organizing information. Maybe Claude, which is strong with structured text.
Or Obsidian with a GPT plugin for that networked thought, but supercharged.
Good one. And maybe Readwise to capture and synthesize insights from reading. It's all about turning messy info into clear understanding.
So their flow could be, take notes, use AI for an outline, then draft the long-form content with AI helping structure it.
Makes sense. And a habit.
Maybe like a weekly idea refinery, taking all those scattered notes from the week and using AI to pull out themes, connect dots.
Nice. Bringing order to the chaos.
Right.
Okay, third type, the hustler or solopreneur.
Right, the builder, the seller, the shipper, all about getting things done, getting products out there. Efficiency is key.
So their AI needs to be a workhorse. ChatGPT for drafting plans, emails, maybe initial marketing copy.
Definitely. And maybe tools like Durable AI for quick websites or Copy.ai for generating marketing text, things that speed up the launch process.
So the workflow could be really direct. Offer idea, AI writes a pitch, refine it slightly, publish, speed to market.
Yeah, moving fast. And a habit for them, maybe a dedicated launch hour each day.
Ooh, I like that. Using AI to rapidly test or build something small every day. Landing page, ad copy, whatever. Keep momentum going.
Exactly.
And finally, the researcher, the deep diver.
Yeah.
Loves data, knowledge, finding trends.
Driven by understanding, so their stack needs tools for finding and synthesizing info. Perplexity is great for research questions.
Melissa, too, for that evidence-based stuff.
Right. And Claude, again, for summarizing big chunks of text, making sense of lots of information quickly.
So their flow, ask a question. AI gathers info, AI summarizes, draft something, present findings.
And a useful habit could be an end-of-week knowledge digest. Using AI to summarize the key stuff they found that week helps solidify it.
So listening to those, you might identify with one, or maybe bits of a few, right?
Absolutely. Most people are probably hybrids. These are just starting points to think about your style.
Okay, so we've seen some examples. Now, how do you actually start designing your own stack? What are the steps?
Right, let's get practical. The first thing is really some self-reflection. You need to ask yourself a few key questions.
Okay, like what?
First, what slows me down? Seriously, think about your typical process. Where's the friction? Is it research, editing, just getting started?
Identifying the pain points makes sense.
Second, what actually excites me? What parts of the work do you genuinely enjoy? If you love brainstorming, maybe AI handles the admin. If you love polishing, maybe AI helps with the first draft.
So you're leveraging AI to free you up for the stuff you like.
Exactly. Play to your strengths and motivations. And third, maybe the most revealing, what do I avoid doing?
The procrastination tasks.
Yep, the stuff that drains your energy sits on the to-do list forever. That's prime territory for AI assistance.
Okay, so once you've thought about those things, bottlenecks, joys, avoidances, what's next?
Then you can start mapping things out using a kind of build with layers framework. Think of your workflow in stages.
Layers. Okay, tell me more.
First layer is input. Tools for inspiration, research, brainstorming, like Perplexity, those YouTube summary GPTs. Maybe Feedly feeding into Claude for summaries, stuff that feeds the process.
Got it. Input layer. Then?
Next is the drafting layer, where ideas take shape. ChatGPT for outlining or first drafts, Midjourney for visuals, Notion AI for drafting right in your notes, turning input into something rough.
Okay, input, drafting.
Yeah.
Then editing.
Exactly. The editing layer, refining, polishing, Grammarly Go for style, maybe Claude or GPT-4 Turbo for bigger rewrites, structure checks, making it better.
And the final layer must be?
The output layer, sharing, publishing, automating, Zapier or Make.com to connect things, Substack for publishing, WordPress plugins with AI, getting it out there smoothly.
Input, drafting, editing, output. That's a helpful structure, but it sounds like it could get complicated fast.
It could, which is why the key advice is start simple. Don't try to fill every layer immediately.
Right. Maybe just pick one tool per layer, or even just one or two tools total that hit your biggest pain point.
Precisely. You can always add more later. The best stack is one you actually use.
That's the critical part, isn't
Yeah.
it? A functional stack is a used stack.
Absolutely. Which leads us to the next crucial element, habits. The stack itself is only half the equation.
Right. You can have the best tools, but if you don't build routines around them.
They just gather digital dust. It's like having gym equipment but never using it. Consistency is way more important than intensity here. Small, regular use beats occasional big efforts.
So what are some simple stack habits people could start with?
Okay, 3 starter ideas. First, the morning prompt jam.
Sounds fun, like a creative warm-up.
Exactly. 5-10 minutes. Ask an AI something creative, like, give me 5 weird business ideas combining AI and cooking. Or practical. Summarize the top 3 articles from my RSS feed. Low stakes, gets you engaging.
I like that. Okay, second habit.
The Friday review with AI. End of the week, spend 15-20 minutes reflecting with AI.
How would that work?
Ask it things like, based on my calendar and notes this week, what were my biggest wins? Or, what are potential roadblocks for next week's priorities? Using AI as a thinking partner.
Turning reflection into a structured process. Smart. And the third habit.
Focus on efficiency. Automate low-value tasks. Use Zapier or Make.com to connect your tools.
Like what kind of tasks?
Things that eat time. Meeting summaries automatically emailed. Draft social posts from your blog. Turning calendar notes into to-do items. Set it up once, save time repeatedly.
Freeing up brain space for the important stuff. These habits really make the stack come alive.
Definitely. They bridge the gap between having the tools and actually getting the benefits.
Now, a big question people probably have. This AI stuff changes so fast. How do you build a stack that doesn't become obsolete in, like, 6 months? How do you future-proof it?
That's a super valid concern. And the answer isn't really about picking the perfect tool that will last forever, because that probably doesn't exist.
Right, it's more about the approach.
Exactly. First, try to choose interoperable tools. Tools that play well with others. Look for good APIs, integrations, data import-export. ChatGPT with plugins is a decent example. Flexibility is key.
Okay, so prioritize connection points. What else?
Focus on learning the mental models, not just the buttons. Prompting skills, understanding how to structure requests, workflow design. Those skills transfer even if the specific tool changes.
So invest in the underlying principles. Good advice.
And third, just kind of watch for stack convergence. It's possible we'll see more all-in-one platforms emerge that combine many of these functions. Being aware of that trend helps inform choices.
Makes sense. So the takeaway is your loyalty isn't to a specific tool, right?
No, it's to your process, your output, your clarity of thought. Be ready to adapt and swap tools as better options appear or your needs change.
Okay, so let's sort of wrap this up. The main message here is that a personal AI stack doesn't need to be this massive, complex thing.
Not at all. It should be personalized, focused on your needs, your goals, your way of working.
And the best way to start is small.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe pick 3 areas, 1 or 2 tools, 1 workflow to target, and 1 habit to try for a week. See how it feels.
Observe the impact,
Yeah,
right? On your ideas, your clarity, your output.
exactly.
So here's a challenge for everyone listening. This week, just sketch it out. 1 input tool, 1 output tool, 1 habit. Try it for 7 days, see what happens.
And we genuinely love to hear about it. Share your setups, your experiments. We might even talk about some interesting ones in a future deep dive.
Yeah, that would be great. And speaking of future deep dives,
Yeah.
next time on Everything AI, we're tackling something pretty fundamental.
Oh, what's that?
The question of AI creativity itself. Like, what is it? Is AI genuinely creative, or is it just really, really good remixing?
Ah, that's a big one. Should be fascinating.
It will be. It might challenge how you think about creativity altogether.
Looking forward to it. Until then.
Build smart, prompt better, and remember, you're not just working faster, you're working with intelligence. Please subscribe to Echoes of the Past.